Hello students, I am Manju Lamba. I hope everyone is doing well and is living a happy and contented life and taking care of yourself, doing exercises. You must take care because this is a time when we have to not just check out the studies, but we have to maintain our health also. Okay, so just take care of yourself. Today we are going to do chapter 3 from first flight, that is 2 stories about flying. This chapter consists two parts. One is his first flight, written by Liam O'Flaherty, and the second part is Black Aeroplane, written by Frederick Forsyth. So these two parts we are going to start today. So when we talk about the first part, let me describe in short. Let me tell this story in short. First, his first flight. You can see this title, his first flight. This we are going to do written by Liam O'Flaherty. So this deals with a seagull. Seagull is a bird and who is not able to fly because didn't have the courage to fly. So how the parents and its brothers and sisters help this bird to fly over. So this story deals about that. Let's read this. Only first part we will be doing. You can see the picture. This is seagull. Okay, seagull. The young seagull was alone in his ledge. First, let me tell you the meanings of words. Sorry. First flight. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and sisters had already flown away. Day before, he had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge, attempted to flap on his wings, he became afraid. So now, this story tells about, you can see this word ledge. Ledge means a narrow shelf from coming out, protruding out of maybe of a wall, maybe of a cliff. I'll tell you how. Suppose this is a cliff, okay, and some part is coming out of it. So this talks about that. Ledge is that, this part which is coming out of this cliff, okay. So here this bird, the young seagull, it was sitting alone on his ledge on this part of the cliff. His two brothers sisters had already flown away the day before, because the bird's family, they have to survive after they catch fishes, catch food for them, fly from one place to another. So he's sitting alone because the brothers sisters have gone for the food, for searching the food, or maybe for getting just for a walk. He had been not a walk, this is something for flying away. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the edge, attempted to flap his wing, he became afraid. So he also wanted to fly like them. This bird also wanted to fly like them, but because he didn't have the courage, his wings, he became afraid. So when he tried to afraid, he thought because he is on the cliff, sitting on the ledge, and below it there is the sea water. Okay, sea water. He is looking. So where he has to go? He has to go to this sea water to catch the fishes, or over this sea water he has to fly away. So he is not getting that courage. So when he tried to fly, he got stuck. Fear got stuck overpowered him, and he could not fly. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head. Bent his head and ran away back to the little hole near the ledge, where he slept at night, even when each of his brothers and sisters, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings and flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take the plunge which appeared to him so desperate. Now see what is happening with him. He is trying to fly, great expenses of the sea, because sea was below him, and he was afraid that when he will try to go over fly over the sea water, so maybe we will fall down into the water. So he was afraid because of that sea level, and it was such a long way down, miles down, because he was sitting on a cliff. Okay, and it was a long distance from that cliff to go to reach to the water of the sea to catch fishes or to fly over it. He felt certain that wing would never support him. So what was his fear in the mind? What was the fear? That his wings would never support him and he won't be able to fly. So he bent his head, ran away back to the little hole under the ledge, again where he slept at night. So he tried to fly away, but he could not get the courage. So he went inside under the ledge. He went there and just slept there. Even when each of his brothers, sisters, whose wings were far shorter than his own, the wings of this bird are short. So all these brothers and sisters, though they were having the short wings, still they ran to the brink. They flapped their wings, they flew away, they were flying courageously, but he failed to muster is to gather courage to take up the plunge is the dive, which appeared to him so desperate. Otherwise he wanted to dive like them, he wanted to fly like them, and he wanted to dive into the water to get the fishes for him, but he was not getting that courage. Okay, so now what happened then? His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him he could not move. That was 24 hours ago. Since then nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in art of flying, teaching them how to skim the waves, how to dive for fish. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle, and all the morning the whole family had walked about on a big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. So now see what is happening here. His father and mother, they had come calling him shrilly. They were shouting in a high pitched sound. They were shouting over him. They'd get the courage, upbraiding. They were scolding him. They were threatening him that you will starve. You will starve is you will feel remain hungry if you don't fly over. So they are scolding him this way, and unless he flew away, he will be starving. No food will be given to him. But now for the life of him he could not move, but he was not getting that courage, so he could not move. That was 24 hours. 24 hours of the day have gone. Since then nobody had come near him. 24 hour, one day already have gone, one night already have gone, and family members have left him alone, and they are not coming near to him, so that he is left alone, and when he feel hungry he will himself go and catch the fishes. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brother and sisters, perfecting him in the art of flight. So the whole day he was there. One day before, when he saw that his parents were flying and brother and sister other, they were perfecting them in the art of flying, how to fly, how to dive, how to catch fishes, so how to skim the waves, how to dive for fishes, all was taught by the parents. So he was sitting and just watching, observing them. He had in fact seen his brother and sister catch his first herring and devour it. This herring, the word you can see, this is a type of sea fish. Okay, and devour is here is to eat hungrily. So here he had seen that how his brother was catching fish himself, and they were eating it, and they were enjoying their meal, standing on a rock while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the plateau midday down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. Okay, so they were taunting him. The parents were because he was sitting at one place. Though he was hungry, he was not trying. So the whole family, what they were doing, they made a fun of him. So they were sitting on the opposite cliff on the other side of him. They were watching over him, and they were just taunting him that he was a coward. He was not getting courage, and so he was maybe feeling hungry and will remain hungry forever if he doesn't choose. In the last slide, we discussed that how this seagull, it was left alone by the parents because they wanted him to teach how to fly, how to catch food, and he was a coward bird, so he was not able to fly. He was afraid, so they left him alone for 24 hours without food, and let him try for the food. Now we are coming on the next slide. The sun was now ascending the sky. Blazing on his ledge that faced the south, he felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wings, he closed one eye. Then the sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. Okay, so now this bird which is left alone, and parents are somewhere else. Now he is thinking what to do, and he is feeling hungry also. For 24 hours he hasn't eaten anything. Okay, so now it's in a dilemma what to do, how to survive. The sun was now ascending the sky here. Ascending the sky is going upwards, means this is the time when sun was rising. Okay, in the night he was sitting without because he was afraid, so he slept hungry itself. So now it was ascending, the sun was rising, blazing on the ledge that faced the south. He felt that the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall, because 24 hours have gone, and now he is facing the heat because he is hungry. Stomach is not his stomach is no, not even seed has gone, not single seed has gone in his stomach till now. In these 24 hours parents have left him because they are strict enough so that he learn to try to get food for himself. So now he is feeling like heat. That heat, maybe till now he enjoyed the morning sun, but now he was not enjoying anymore because he was empty stomach. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the edge. Brink of the ledge. Brink is the edge of this ledge where he was sitting. Now slowly he is trying to move forward so that he tries to fly, standing on one leg with other hidden under his wings. So he is just standing in such a posture as if he is maybe trying to fly, or maybe he is trying to show to get the attraction of his parents. He closed one eye, and then sun was ascending the sky, blazing on the ledge that faced the south. So he's just trying to feel that heat he was facing. He was not able to survive that even heat, that morning heat also, because of the hunger. So now he felt that the heat, because he hadn't eaten since previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to brink of the edge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, and pretended to be falling asleep. So now here what he is trying here, see, because he wanted to get the attraction of his parents. He wanted to want the parents so that they notice him. So what did he do for that? Because he was hungry, so what he did, he slowly he just came out on the brink of the ledge, and on one leg he stood there, other leg he was hiding behind, and then he closed his eyes, and then pretending to be falling asleep. He was just pretending that he was sleeping on one leg, standing like that position. He was sleeping, but actually he was not. He was just pretending. Still they took no notice of him. Maybe he wanted to make the parents to realize that he was hungry, and he was now uncomfortable, or maybe he was in a dizzy condition. Maybe he will fall unconscious if they do not take care of him. But no one of the parents, they knew he was pretending, so no one of them cared for him. He saw his two brothers and sisters lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. So plateau, here you can see this plateau word is raised ground. So he saw parents are not taking care of him. So he looked towards his brothers and sisters. They also were busy in their schedule. So his father was preening the feathers on his white back. So father, who was also trying to neglect him. So his father was preening the feathers on his white back. So he was sharpening his feather. He was making an effort to sharpen, to maintain his feathers. So he was doing that. And mother, what she was doing, only his mother was looking at mother, because mothers are always concerned. So her eye was towards her. She was looking towards the bird. She was standing on the little high hump of the plateau with her white breast thrust forward, and now and again she tore a piece of fish and they lay at her feet, and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. Scrapped is something that is taking out one piece. Okay, so now see how mother is luring this bird, how it's luring, attracting the bird, how she's having she's sitting looking towards him and having something, a piece of fish in her beak, and as if sharpening the beak, that as if she is going to taste this fish now. So she is luring this bird, that you also, as if inviting him, try if you want this fish. The sight of the food maddened him, and when he saw the fish, he felt like he was maddening with hunger. How he loved to eat, tear the food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it to sharpen it. Okay, so now because this is he remembered those days when parents used to give him fish and he sharpened his beak and then ate that, hungrily he ate that fish whatever was given by the parents. Now ga ga ga, he cried, begged her to bring him some food. Now he, because this, when he saw that, it saw that there was a fish in mother's beak, so it cried loudly and asked the mother what it's asking. Ga 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 created the sound that, give me some food, I am very hungry. And now what is the response of the mother? She screamed back derisively. Derisively is showing someone as if you are a fool. Okay, go cola. Now she shouted. Why she's saying, you are stupid, you are not trying, and you want the fish also, and you are not coming towards fish also. But she kept calling plaintively in a sad tone, because maybe she was hurt also that the child was hungry. So but she did remain strict, and she does not give that fish to it. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. The bird uttered. Now what happened after some moment? The bird was very happy. Why it was happy? Because his mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him. When he saw that mother was coming towards it, he was very happy that maybe now mother will be giving him that piece of fish. He leaned out eagerly, tapped the rock with his feet, showing his happiness. See how tapping with the feet, he is tapping the rope, as if he's very happy mother is coming now nearer to him and she will be giving food to him. But now trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. Now he is trying to get nearer of it, and she doesn't stop there. She flew across that area, she came near and then went away from there. But when she was just opposite to him, she stopped for a moment, and her wings motionless, a piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. Now what did see the trick of the mother seagull? What it did, it did not give the food to the child. It went near to it, and what it did, maybe it just threw that piece of fish into the water here. Okay, so when it threw, so what happened? That piece of fish was going to fall in the water. Now she thought maybe not, now it was a trick. She thought, if she, because he is hungry, the little seagull is hungry, and maybe now he will try for this fish. So she threw it into the water, And now he waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. Now, and because he was too much hungry, so he wanted food at any cost. Now he could not wait. He forgot all the things, that he did not know how to fly. Okay, he forgot everything now. So he was surprised over the attitude of the mother. Mother was not caring about him, and she does not give him the fish. So but because he was maddened by the hunger, so what he did, he dived at the fish. When she threw it into the water, so he dived over, and with a loud scream he fell outwards, downwards into the space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He forgot that he did not know how to fly. He was just, the aim was to get the fish. So he jumped, dived towards the sea. Now now slowly what happened, when he saw that he was flying in the air, so a monstrous terror, he was afraid. Some terror, some fear came into his mind when he realized that he was in the midway in the air. He was flying, and his heart stood still. He could not understand for some moment what was happening. So he could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. So just for a minute he felt like something, like his head was swelling, and he maybe feel unconscious, or he will fall down. Just for a minute he felt that fear, but after that it became normal. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. So slowly what happened, the next moment itself, when he, because he wanted to save his life, so now what happened, he opened his wings naturally open, spread outside. So wings rushed again his breast feathers, and then under his stomach again his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. So now he could feel that now his wings were cutting the air, that he was able to fly. This he has done it. So he was not falling headlong now, he was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. So he was no longer afraid, he just felt a little dizzy. Dizzy is some uncomfortable feeling of, maybe when we feel like we will fall down. So such condition, when he felt like he has lost his balance, but actually he hadn't lost, he regained his balance, and he now slowly, gradually, downwards, outwards, he could move his wings, and he could go downwards also, upwards also, and sideways also. He was trying all. So all his fear was gone, and the mother's trick now worked upon him. He was able to fly. Then he flapped his wings once. He soared upwards. Ga 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 ga. Go go. This is what the now, because he was happy that now he was able to fly. So now what happened? He again created a sound, ga ga ga. He cried towards the mother, see, I am flying. He is very happy. And mother now, Gokola, she shouted. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. She came nearer and shouted with a loud, created a sound, chord in the bird's sound, that go through, you have done it, as if she is appreciated this bird for his courage. Now he answered her with another scream, and then his father flew over him screaming. Father also came there. Mother was there to cheer him up. Now father also came. He also was creating sound, cowing in his own sound. He cowed and created a sound as if he was very happy. And then his brothers, his sister, they all to him, and they were coming, they were also diving with him, and he was very happy. Now he has done this. These words, if you can see, curveting is some leaping sound like a horse when you leap. This banking, soaring is again, and diving, all these words are to show the movements of these birds up and down, and how different movements were taken by these birds. And now they were, sometime they were curveting, like taking the curve, sometime they were banking is when you fly one wing higher than the other. So some time they were banking, some where time they were soaring, they were diving into the water, and they were soaring high also. So this way brothers and sisters, they were also doing, and he was also with them doing. He was very happy, and he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. He forgot within minutes, he forgot that he did not know how to fly because his fear was gone. Commanded himself to dive, soar and cove, shrieking shrilly. Now shrilly, in a loud sound, he was creating the sound. He was showing his happiness. He was expressing gratitude even to the parents that, see, I have done what you wanted, and now I am able to do. So he forgot all the fear now. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways, cowed amusedly, happily. Cowed again, as I told, this is sound created, happy sound created by these the birds. Okay, so now what happened? He was near sea now, flying now, because he was still now he was sitting on the cliff, on one edge of the cliff. Now he was diving into the water. So now he was just near the sea level and facing straight out. Now out over the ocean, he saw a vast green sea beneath him. He saw that the sea was under him, beneath him, and a little ridges, some movements of the water he could feel. Okay, he could feel that movement of the water. Now he was very happy that he reached his destination, and he was able to fly. His parents and his sister had landed on the green flooring ahead of him. Now they were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. Okay, now everyone was happy. Parents were happy, brother, sister were happy that, see, he is able to do, now he is able to fly. Till now they were away from him because they wanted him to learn how to fly, but he didn't have the courage. So they were teaching him a lesson that if you do not try, we are away of you, we will not give food to you, and you will die hungry. Now this was done. Now their motto was achieved. He was able to do it. So all were happily creating the sound, circling him and coming near him. He drooped his legs to stand on the green sea. Now green sea, when he saw the sea under him, he tried to stand over, because what happened, these birds, they can stand on the water. They are so light weighted that they can stand over the sea water. So his legs he touched, when they touched the water, so his legs touch over it, and he screamed with fright, attempting to rise with fear. When his legs touched the water, he was afraid. Once moment, a little fear again came back to him. He attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. He tried to fly over again, but he was tired, because he thought if he touched the water, he will fell into the water, he will be drowned. So for a moment he wanted to fly away, but because now he was too much hungry, and he had tried a lot to reach to the level of the water. Now there was a lot of exertion because of this exercise of flying. First time attempt, he was exhausted, he was tired, so he could not fly, and he just sat there only on the water and waited now what to happen. So he thought maybe he will be not able to survive. Now you can see, now he was able to touch the water. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched. When his belly touched, the stomach touched the water, he sank no further. He felt that he was not sinking into the water, he was not drowning in the water. So he was very happy. He was floating on it. So he was very happy that he was floating over the water. He was not drowning. Around him, his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. So all were happy, the family members were happy, and they praised him that you have done it. They offered him scrap of dogfish, a type of fishes they were bringing for him, so that now he can fill his stomach. So this was his, he had made his first flight. So this way he made his first flight, and he was able to fly. He was able to learn how to fly, and he was now happy with that. Okay, if so the chapter is over. If you can see the last line, he made his first flight. So this chapter is, this title, this line is the title of our book, First Flight. Okay, so maybe teaching you also a lesson. Take your first flight, try, attempt for the first step into your life, and make the changes. So this title is taken from there. Okay, this is over with the chapter. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you understood.